These race walkers that are doing the 50K, the longest discipline in the World Championships. Wow, the gun goes, and it's going to be a long, long time before they come back into the stadium. I was just thinking, if you are watching this, you could now go out, get your shopping, put the car through the car wash, come back in, watch Gone with the Wind, the digitally enhanced version, and then turn it back on again, and they'll probably still be out on the course.
There's a little flutter of a breeze here in the stadium, up in the commentary position, but down there on the track, it may be shaded at the moment, but as soon as they leave the confines of the Bird's Nest Stadium, they will be out in direct sunlight for the rest of this journey around the Olympic Park. Tall order to defend this title for the Irishman. The legendary Robert Korzenowski managed to do that in Paris in 2003, having won in Edmonton. But so far, he is the only race walker in World Championship history to manage to do that epic defence.
And if they get incredibly tired, obviously, as well, they get to the stage where their technique starts breaking down as well. So it's a hard sport, it really is.
Yeah, because when a marathon runner's getting tired, all they have to think about, well, I say all, they have to focus on keeping going, but they don't have to think about whether their arms and legs are starting to look a little bit ragged. Well, that was an interesting split. You can see talent just in the back of shot. And there's a little warning for loss of contact from Toth. I think that may be, there might have been one or two if we've missed it on the cameras, but as far as I'm concerned, that's the first time we've seen him being given a note of warning from the judges. And Talent has just, we'll keep a note on this gap. It was 39 seconds when we got that funky sort of split screen a little while ago, as you were updating us on the position with regards to the cards, Steve. So 39 seconds the deficit. And Talent, I think, is just beginning to eat into that lead a little bit. And Toth will certainly be getting that message. He'll be able to tell with his own eye, but he'll be receiving word from the coaches and the support staff around the course that the Australian has begun to give chase and is certainly moving away, or certainly put in that 11 or 12 seconds ahead of that chase group. So this is good stuff from the Australian. Positive walking.
And there it is. There's the DQs. Nowak of Poland and Tristan of Slovakia there. And this group, really, they're probably not sure what they've got to do, because if they increase the pace too much, then they'll fall foul of the technical side of their sport. But if they stay where they are not going to pull him back. 4:21, Rob, for that kilometre.
Well, he's a brilliant major championship performer. As the celebrations continue for Toth, he just responds to some shouts of support from maybe some friends and family. You can absolutely luxuriate in the last 2 or 3 minutes of the race. And when he comes into the stadium on his own, he will get a massive reception. This time, he says, yeah, okay, I'm ready for the flag, and I will wave this with pride.
Wow.
It's an absolutely brutal, brutal event, this. This is the first time we've seen him slow down, and he's making history for Slovakia here. This is the first time Slovakia have ever had a world champion, and what a deserving candidate. To the soaking applause of the crowd. His T-shirt is drenched, but Matej Toth, at last, after such a long career, is a world champion. The men's 50K race walk, Matej Toth, the first Slovakian world champion. Yet another global medal for Jared Talent, and a great bronze for Taki of Japan.
Indeed, thank you, Catherine. We have indeed, once again, 2 heats of the men's 4x100 meters, the one-lap event. From the inside, we have Ukraine, Brazil, Germany, Bahamas, Japan, United States, and Great Britain and Northern Ireland. So Ukraine, Brazil, Germany, Bahamas, Japan, United States, and Great Britain. Well, Rusov strongly for Germany, and the Americans are away. Brumel with Kilty outside him. And not much to choose between them. Gatlin's now got the baton, and Aikens Ayuti for Britain. The Japanese still running well, so too the Germans on the inside. The next changeover, not much between Britain and United States. Tyson Gay and James Ellington, and they'll hand over to Mike Rogers and Danny Talbot. And the Japanese already stuttered a little bit of that changeover, but it's the United States coming clear now, well clear of Britain in second place, tight for third, and that battle won by the Bahamas, and then Japan just behind them. So 37.91, well, that's a more than tidy time, isn't it? United States, who ran 37.38 in the World Relays earlier this year, so not as quick as that, but doing all they needed, and Britain, the season's best, 38.20 behind them.
Second heat in the men's 4x1. The Americans have flexed their metaphorical muscles. What will the Jamaicans do in response? The masters of the one-lap relay, as we're now supposed to call it, in recent years. Nesta Carter, Asafa Powell, Rashid Dwyer, Taekwondo Tracy, unfortunately injured over at the warm-up track. So it is Nickail Ashmead, the hugely experienced Nickail Ashmead on anchor. Huge roar, the crowd getting behind the Chinese. Great start there from Nesta Carter. We expect that. He's already up on the Dutch, and they've got Asafa Powell down the back straight. Powell storming his way through. He's eating up the ground on Christophe Lemaitre. That is a fantastic leg from the former world record holder. China still in the mix, which is why the crowd are going absolutely mental. Ashmead on anchor for the Jamaicans. A brilliant set of changeovers. China are in second place. It's an absolutely amazing performance from the host nation, but the French are closing with Jimmy Vico. Jamaica from France, from China, who make their way through to the final. Brilliant performance from the Chinese. And bearing in mind, Nickail Ashmead has just been drafted in for the injured Tracy. That was smooth as silk, I think, from the Jamaicans. Asafa Powell was brilliant down the back straight, stripping time out of Christophe Lemaitre, who's a fantastic 200-metre runner. 37.41, half a second quicker than the Americans. And you know who is still to come in the final. That was brilliant from the Jamaicans, brilliant.
It's a fascinating 800 metres. There's not much to choose between all these athletes, even though you've got the defending champion Eunice Sum going in lane 5, the fastest in the world this year. She was being closed down in terms of times by about 5 women in this race. They're all within about a second of each other. No clear favourite as far as I'm concerned. There's the lineup. There's Eunice Sum going in lane 5. But really you could perm any 3 from about 8 of these athletes to win the medals. They're off. They break over the back straight after the first 120 metres or so. Eunice Sum, as she did in the semi-final, looks like she's going to push it hard right from the word go. Lamoa France is on the inside there. She's running very well indeed. She has to keep going hard, otherwise they'll close her down as they come across the track. Eunice Sum, though, has gone through hard. Is she going to go all the way, or is she just going to slow it down and let them catch up? The 200 metres, 27.13, Rob.
Yeah, this is quick, and I just wonder whether the defending champion's confidence was dented ever so slightly after going through as a fastest loser. She's at the front. She's trying to dominate the early stages of this race. Rafi of Morocco way off the back. Arzamazova is there, and Lemo the Frenchwoman, coming wide on the outside, trying to take closer order. And Sum just had a little look over her shoulder there. Steve, as they hit the bell, they're all queuing up.
Well, it's okay. It's not fast. That second 200 metres slowed down a little bit. Sum was looking over her shoulder. Asamasova's there. Bishop is there. Lamot of France on the outside. No one as yet has made a significant move. They're going to have to pick it up on this third 200 metres if it's going to be a fast race or it's going to be a kick over the last 200 metres. Sum is lengthening her stride and starting to pull away. Asamasova, though, is not giving ground. Asamasova now, as they come to 200 metres, looks like she's going to take the lead from Sum.
Bishop in fourth.
Bishop is running well in fourth. Lamot of France is on the outside of Sum. So Asamasova maybe has made a break. Sum is gathering herself again to come around Asamasova. Bishop is in third on the inside. Asamasova is there. But here comes Bishop as she did in the semi-final. The Canadian is working hard. Asamasova, though, is holding the ball off. Asamasova is still there. Is she going to do it? Bishop is coming through, is she? She is not. It's going to be Asamasova. Bishop in second. Sum is third. The winning time, 1:58.04. Wow, what a great run there from the Belarus athlete, Asamasova. The oldest in the field and perhaps the most experienced, and it did pay there. She did everything right. Sum tried as hard as she could to take the pace, but there really wasn't that much in her legs over that last 150.
That was a brilliant run from the Belarusian. The European champion is now the world champion. Melissa Bishop ran so well in qualification, and I just think she found herself stuck on the inside. She was looking for a gap on Arzamazova's left, tucking in to the curb with about 50 to go. I think she was all out sprinting, but I just wonder if the Belarusian had drifted out just a fraction, whether Bishop would have found a way through on the inside. And I don't think that we could take anything away from Eunice Sum. She did her very best, but this was a really, really high quality field. There's no disgrace in getting the bronze, running 1:58.18. Three cracking athletes driving for the line, but somehow, from somewhere, the Belarusian just found enough to hold on.
Well, as we said prior to the start of the race, you could literally say anybody was going to win it. And I don't think many people would have said Asamasova was going to be there at the end. But it was a great run from her, it really was. Confident run. She was in the right place all the way through that race. Sum did as much as she could. She did push hard. That third 200 metres, though, was a little bit slow. It allowed Asamasova to come up onto her shoulder and pass her at the 200 metre mark. She just didn't have enough in her legs to hold her at bay at that point.
This is what you want to see in a major championship. Three athletes, almost neck and neck, all in contention for the gold, silver and bronze. Brilliant to see a middle distance race so tight and so competitive.
Well, there wasn't any change, really, was there, between those three in the last 50 metres or so. Well, I think that's Belarus' second medal in these championships. It's their first gold. I think they've won one bronze. But that's a magnificent performance from Asamasova. Bishop there and Sum.
Now to the final of the men's 5,000 metres. Tonight could be a little more tactical. Murga, brilliant Ethiopian. Gebri Hewitt and Kajelcha. Edwin Soy got a bronze here back in Beijing. Caleb Ndiku, the African champion, the Commonwealth champion. Could he put Mo Farah under pressure? And Isaiah Koech, he got a bronze 2 years ago. This is a field absolutely loaded with talent and loaded with fast finishers. What kind of race will they produce to try and dethrone the defending champion, Mo Farah? Well, if you're a fan of distance running, this is one to get the juices flowing. Fascinating to see how this unfolds tactically. There is Ndiku wearing 10, and Farah, that long, lovely loping stride, looks equally effortless at this pedestrian pace at the moment. Two key men right at the back.
This is very slow indeed. There you see Ben Troop, Galen Rupp just behind them, Murga. At the moment, they're forgetting the simple fact that really Mo Farah is fast, but his key asset is his acceleration, his ability to move from this pace into sprinting mode very quickly. And that's what takes him 3 or 4 metres clear of everybody before they can actually try and catch him up.
Is he destined for a 4th global title in succession? Gold in Daegu, gold in London, gold in Moscow. He's halfway to a historic double here in Beijing. But there are still some big, big danger men very close behind, including Caleb Ndiku, who now moves up onto the shoulder of the Briton. Striding out at the bell. A brilliant run here. A brave bid to try and deny Mo Farah yet another gold medal. At the moment, it's Gebri Hewitt who's going with Farah. Remember, the small Ethiopian has beaten Farah this season. Ndiku is driving for this. He wants it. The East Africans have so much pride and so much history when it comes to this event. I think Gebri Hewitt's become detached. Kajelcha's trying to come round on the outside. The youngster getting in the mix for the minor medals. Caleb Ndiku really wants this race. He said, I believe I can beat Mo Farah. I believe he is conquerable. And Farah's coming wide on the outside. 2 of them side by side, but Farah's coming away. He's not to be denied. A golden double here in Beijing. Ndiku's spirit is broken. Farah's is not. He's the world champion again at 5,000 metres. Ndiku takes the silver and richly deserves it. He gave it absolutely everything. He went with 2 laps to go. But in the end, just as was the case in the 10,000 metres, he just didn't quite have enough. And somehow, from somewhere, Mo Farah summoned the belief and the drive and the desire and the speed to secure his 2nd World Championship double. He must now go down as one of the all-time great World Championship performers. Farah is on top of the world again.
Last 2 laps, 56.2 and 52.6.
Yeah, well, a marvellous last 800 metres, really. That's where the race develops. I mean, they're playing into this man's hands. If they think they're going to beat him in a sprint, really is impossible at the moment. He's so fast over that last lap. He was just waiting, wasn't he, really, until the last 150, and then changes up the gear, goes past comfortably, and really, you've got to give it to Ndiku. He tried his best with about 600 metres to go, but at the end, it just wasn't good enough.
And Ndiku did the penultimate 200 metres in 26 seconds. Farah was slightly slower than that, the last bit. So Ndiku almost probably went too hard to try to kill him off and just didn't have it in the end when Farah burst past.
But what was great about that race was that Ndiku wasn't afraid to try something slightly different. Too many times in previous editions of the World Championship, I'm not quite sure what the thumb sucking's all about, and there's a bit of shadow boxing there between Farah and Ndiku. Great respect between the 2 men. But Mo Farah does it again. A fantastic victory. All credit to Ndiku taking it on with 800 to go. Gebri Hewitt picks up the bronze to go with his silver from 2 years ago.
We are very much looking forward to the men's discus final.
Yes, indeed. Petr Malachowski heads the lineup here with the world leader at 68 metres 29. Here's Malachowski then, in the lead. World leader at 68.29. Oh, I think he likes this one. Yep, that's yet further. That must be 67. He's on his way. He's the big favourite. And in some events, we're seeing favourites come through. Just saw one in Mo Farah. But in other events, we've got new champions, new stars. This one, maybe it'll be one of the long-time top men in the discus, because Malachowski's just extended his lead there now. Out she goes. 67.40. Milanov of Belgium. Oh, that's a mighty effort. That's going beyond 65 metres. He's moving into second. What a year he's having, because he really has made a huge improvement to get up into consistent top world class here. Belgian record at 66.66, or it was. I think this is better. Filip Milanov, the new star of the discus. 66.90 into second place. That's going on. It's nearing the end of round 5 now. And another throw just over 65 meters. So it really is hotting up here. Robert Urbanek starting in 7th place coming into this round, but he's over 65 here, and that will move him into the bronze medal slot. (65.18) for Urbanek. So it's Poland first and third. Filip Milanov for Belgium. Another very fine throw by the Belgian. He's a new star. It's coming along very nicely, and we don't associate Belgium very much. Have to look up the record books to see about them before. We know about the Borley brothers, but Milanov now their star, and Malachowski has got the gold because Milanov's last throw is 65.67, 66.92, his national record, stands up for the bronze medal. Well, it's another good throw. It's a great series. It's around 65 meters. Here is the world champion at the men's discus, Piotr Malachowski, winning quite clearly at 67.40 from Milanov of Belgium, 66.90. And in third place, Robert Urbanek of Poland, 65.18. The Pole star once again in the throws. There they are, two big men. Well, while the happy birthday rings out, that's the result of the discus. Malachowski taking the gold medal, and Milanov the silver, and Urbanek making it 2 for Poland by taking the bronze. Yes, it's the 110-meter hurdles, the first event of the second day of the decathlon. And there is the summary. Ashton Eaton only just down on his world record schedule, leading at 4.703. Damien Warner going extremely strongly in second place, 4.530. And then a whole series of Europeans, headed by the Germans, Framut and Schade, just behind him. It'll be fascinating to see how Warner and Eaton get on, particularly in this first discipline, the 110 hurdles, because they're both super hurdlers. And we could have the quickest ever in a decathlon hurdles, which in fact stands to the credit of Damien Warner at 13:44. And this is Warner, superb hurdler, 13:27, and he lies second overall with 4,530 points coming into this second day. He started, of course, with a very strong 100 meters yesterday, then did personal best in the long jump and the shot. Then it's Ashton Eaton. Well, he leads with 4,703 points. Terrific in the 400 meters. Also showed blazing speed with a 10:23 100 meters to start the day off yesterday. And he's got a best here of 13:35. Can he do something special and keep on track for a world record possibility? Rico Freimut, who's got 4,406 points. And he's got a personal best of 13:63 in the hurdles. Well, away they go, safely in the two big favourites, also going well. Warner in the lead now in the white and black of Canada, then Eaton coming through in the red of the US. Fowler on the inside, that won't worry the top men though, and it's Warner and Eaton, first and second, not quite as quick as we'd possibly hoped for, but 13:64. But a problem, of course, on the inside there for Garcia, who's just walking forlornly up the track. The top two came through. 13:63 for Warner. Well, a little down to what he might have hoped. Ditto Eaton, 13:69. So he's lost a bit of ground now if we are looking at the possibility of a world record. But Freimut staying in third place, very much in the hunt for a medal, with the season's best of 13:91 there. And then Schrader and Shkoyanov following. Warner winning in 13:63 for 1,023 points, and Eaton 1,015.
Anyway, back to the serious side of the sport. That was Ashton Eaton just going through there. And his performance now, 5,718 after the sixth discipline.
Now Damien Warner, lying second to Ashton Eaton in the decathlon. It's not one of his better events, obviously, but he doesn't have a real weakness. So just a slight improvement. A few extra points, they're all valuable. 44.99 there, as we look at Ashton Eaton, who had started with 41.81. And that's better, getting towards 45. We had sort of speculated about a possibility of a world record. Well, it's not out of the question, but a little bit below par in both the hurdles and now the discus. Now Freimut, lying in third place. It's a good throw. It's a 50-meter throw for Freimut. Well, he's going to be closing the gap on Warner ahead of him in the silver medal spot currently. Two throws over 50 meters for Freimut with that 50-17. Takes him up. Recap on those standings. So a welcome to the decathlon pole vault. Second attempt. He's three heights. He's had second attempt successes, so this is his second attempt at 5:20. Can he keep that sequence going? He's a very fine vaulter, of course, with a personal best of 5:40. But with every jump, he's strengthened his hold on that gold medal. 4 heights, 4 second go clearances. Rico Freimut has a scare at his opening height, but he's still there. Now he tries 480. Now, Freimut has a best of 490, so he's getting close to his best. But he needs everything if he wants to hang on to his high position. In fact, he has now overtaken at the moment the shape of Damien Warner. Yes, Warner continues to excel here in this decathlon, on his way to a huge score, and looks pretty set for the silver medal. Okay, there's still 2 events to come, but that's what it's looking like. The pole vault in the decathlon. And Freimut very much in contention, although he did lose a bit of ground in the pole vault, but he's 3rd place. And there's Warner's. Splendidly consistent series of marks, but topped above all by his super sprinting. Won the 110 hurdles to start the day here today, 13:63. Narrowly ahead of Ashton Eaton here. Now, Ashton Eaton in the javelin. And how far is this going to go? Oh, it's a pretty decent throw. And now we've got Damien Warner pretty much secure in the silver medal spot just at the moment. $63.50, so takes him up to 7.960. Here's Freimut. He's in 3rd place. Freimut in 3rd place, hoping to consolidate that. Yeah, well, that'll help. It's 60 metres. 60.61. That takes him to 7.862.
Ashton Eaton, who could, in theory, break the world record, but he's going to need to run something like 4.18 in the 1,500 metres. So the decathlon finishes in style here in the Bird's Nest Stadium. Really good crowd in tonight. They've played a big part all throughout the evening, and they'll be roaring these big fellas round, even if it takes them up to and over 5 minutes.
Though I have to say, it looks very clear-cut. Barring any accident, it's going to be Eaton and Warner and Freimut. But you never know. They've got to finish, and the subplot, of course, is can Eaton run 4:18.25 or better, and that would give him the world record and a huge bonus of $100,000 that's on offer.
If there was 100,000 up for grabs, I'm sure it would be. He's going to go for it. It really is. And a world record as well in the World Championships. Why not go for that?
Let's see how it transpires then. Eaton at the moment, just making sure he just gets into a steady pace. He's in 5th place. Borada, the man we just might be the one to follow, he's in 2nd place. Schrader leading them on, and as I said, Schrader is also a sub 4:20 man, so it is the men with the best credentials. And Eaton going through in 5th place. I'll time each of his laps to see how close he gets to 69 seconds. But the big men going at a steady rate.
He's not as quick on that first lap, well, that first 300 metres as Nakamura was, and Nakamura came home in a time that was just quick enough for Eaton to break the world record, but this is slower than the Japanese athlete in the first of the heats. He's got to start moving through and do so quickly.
Well, that was 69.34, but I've got Eaton in 71.1.
Look, it's still possible. If I was Eaton, I'd take the first lap fairly comfortably, which he's doing, and then start working on the last 2 laps. Not to go too hard to start with, and he's doing just that, really.
He is indeed, so it's Borada who's overtaken Schrader now, and Eaton moving into 3rd place, timing it nicely. He knows what he's got to do, quite clearly.
There's a Mexican wave going round to accompany these decathletes. It's creating a huge amount of noise and a great energy here in the stadium. Eaton closing up on the lead too. How exciting this would be to get a world record on the penultimate night.
Yeah, we've had just 2 championship records so far, and a world record will really cap it all. So it is Borada. Eaton now coming past, or at least onto the shoulder of Schrader. Shkiranov just behind them. coming up then to the 800-metre point. And again, I'll collect my watch when Eaton goes through, which is now, so 2:21.56 and 2:22.57. Another 71.5 though for Eaton.
Yeah, but he's going to run this last lap faster, Peter. Let's face it.
Well, after a man, he ran 45 seconds for 400.
You know, you've got a 400-metre runner here that can run 45 seconds. And Barada's doing a good job taking him through. And here comes Eaton now. He's up for it. The crowd know it's on for a world record. They're being told by the PA system here that this man could do it. Let's just see what he's got to run for this last lap to break this world record.
He's got to start pushing at a pace here. If he's going for the world record, it's going to be very, very tight. Has he got a very special finish in store for us? Certainly the Algerians helping here. A perfect hair. And this is going to come down to a tear-up over the last 400 metres.
Eaton goes through in just about 3:15. So that means he needs a 63.
He can do it. I'm sure he can do it. He's just got to keep himself under control, just work hard. Barada's doing the perfect pace-making for him. Come on, Ashton. Change gear. He's starting to slow a little bit, but he can kick maybe over this last 200 metres. That's when he's got to do it.
He's 5 seconds outside the pace at the moment. He's got to do an awful lot over the last 250 metres now. He's going for it, but Barada's still ahead of him. He's got him to key off. You can see now that the gap is beginning to close. Eaton goes through in about 3:48 with 200 to go. He needs 4:18.25 for the world record. Barada going for glory, the Algerian at the head of the field. Eaton going for the world record. He's going to win the gold medal. He's the champion again. He's retained his title. And now, just let's look out on that clock. It's ticking over, 4:05, 4:06. We're looking for something under 4:18. He's really having a good go for it. Barada's coming up now, but Eaton, is he going to get there? It's going to be so close. Wow, what a run. 4:16.62 Barada did indeed prove to be absolutely the right man to be able to key off. And Eaton has run 4:17.52. The world record has gone to Ashton Eaton. He's taken his own world record. Beautifully paced run. And, well, it's always something special when a world record goes at a World Championships. Ashton Eaton retaining his title with a world record, 9,045 points, adding 6 to his previous world record, with silver going to Warner of Canada and the bronze going to Freimuth of Germany, as we look down the full list of finishers. And we're emulating what they did in the World Relays in Bahamas by having them come out through this dramatic entrance.
Now I want to come out of retirement. This is brilliant. I love this.
Canada, Emmanuel, Hyacinth, Fofana and Bingham. Now we see Daphne Schippers with the Dutch team. Visser, Schippers, Sedney and Samuel. Then the British team. Asher Smith taking the place of Bianca Williams from this morning's heat. Veronica Campbell-Brown, Natasha Morrison, Elaine Thompson and Shelley-Ann Fraser-Price. The United States, English Gardner, Alison Felix, Jenna Prandini, Jasmine Todd. Alison Felix, who's twice before been a world champion at this event. The Trinidad and Tobago, Baptiste, Aye, Thomas and Hackett. And the German team, Rebecca Haaser, Alexandra Burkhardt, Gina Lukenkemper and Verena Seiler. Now for Russia, Marina Pantelyeva, Sina Rizova, Elizaveta Demirova and Anna Kukushkina. Asher Phillip leading off for Britain, then Tadina Asher-Smith. Away they go. English Gardner leading off from the States, and the Jamaicans with Campbell-Brown. Campbell-Brown's run a storming leg, so too has Asher Phillip for Great Britain. Here comes the handovers. Are they okay? Yep, Jamaica flying, and so too the US. Alison Felix running from the US. Can she make ground? No, it's Jamaica with Morrison, who will hand over to Thompson. Jamaica have got a good lead here. Alison Felix holds on, hands over now to Prandini. Jamaica and USA, Britain running well as well. And here we come into the finishing straight now. And she's got the baton. It's Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce with Jasmine Todd for the USA. It's Jamaica all the way. Jamaica first across the line. USA in second place. Trinidad and Tobago finished third. Great Britain are fourth. And I think the Netherlands ahead of Germany. That, I think, is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, here is that relay again. And just look out for these changeovers. Immaculate by the top teams. Just look at Morrison going away, even from Felix, and those long white socks. Beautifully slick handover too by the Jamaicans. Oh, and a bit of a problem for the Dutch there, and that enables the British to come past them, but way out front. 41.07 officially. United States 41.68 in second. The margin was huge. And Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce.
Well, Daphne Schippers, her Dutch team finished in fifth, 42.33 seconds. But the gold goes to Jamaica. We will see shortly whether their men will follow suit. But that, as Steve Ovett said, only one time has been bettered, and that's the US of A. But tonight, the Stars and Stripes pick up the silver and a championship record for Jamaica. Jamaica, the second fastest nation, with 41.07 seconds. So we're 4 to 5 minutes away from the start of this women's high jump final. You can see the world lead there, Anna Chicharova of Russia, 2 meters and 3 centimeters. 4 medals from World Championships she has, a gold, a couple of silvers and a bronze. But she will have a challenge from Blanka Vlasic, maybe Anna Simic. So have a couple of athletes from St. Lucia in this final as well. And also the familiar names there of Ruth Beitia, Maria Koshina and Kamila Likwinko of Poland. Vlasic, 2 meters and 1, 6 athletes still in. Koshina and Likwinko sharing the gold at the moment. This would be remarkable as a comeback for Vlasic. Oh, and she's clear. She's put herself in pole position. Blanka Vlasic over 2 meters and 1. No one else has done it yet. The Croatian goes into gold. A couple of centimeters to spare. How will Koshina and Likwinko respond to that? A wonderful jump by the Croatian, a season's best in pole position. Koshina of Russia. This would be a lifetime best for the Russian. She's seen Vlasic go clear. Oh, yes! It's changing all of the time. Koshina goes into the gold medal position. She has a clear scorecard throughout the evening. A lifetime best performance. She takes the lead away from Blanka Vlasic. She goes into silver. Likwinko of Poland down into the bronze medal at the moment. But that was a wonderful clearance and a lifetime best by the Russian. She goes into gold. What a great clearance by Chicharova. A second time of asking at 2 meters and 1. She's kept herself in the hunt. She's in the bronze medal position. Koshina is in gold. Vlasic is in silver. And now Chicharova, the third athlete in this final to go over 2 meters and 1. The world rankings are being ripped apart here. The Russian is now also over 2 meters and 1. Her final attempt at 2 meters and 3. She has the silver. No, it's not to be for the Croatian team. She has tears in her eyes, but Blanka Vlasic had one failure at 1 meter and 92, 3 at 2 meters and 3. Wonderful to see the Croatian back. The gold medal is hers. Russia, they didn't have a medal at all from any women in this championship. They have the gold, and she can't go any higher, but it doesn't matter. Russia's first medal for the women. It's a gold one. Maria Kushina of Russia, the world high jump champion, unsuccessful at 2 meters and 3, but a clear scorecard all the way up to 2 meters and 1. A first-time clearance at that height means that the Russian is now the world champion. Well, the stories of all the medalists are different. The up-and-coming Maria Kushina of Russia, 22 years old, now the world champion. Wonderful to see Blanka Vlasic, 4 medals now in her world championship history. Confirmation of the women's high jump, gold for Russia, 2 meters and 1, and a personal best for Kushina. Vlasic picks up the silver, and Chicharova from Russia, with the same height though of 2 meters and 1, takes the bronze medal.
And now the attention switches to the far side of the arena. This is athletics showbiz style. The final of the men's 4x100 meter relay. An incredible reception for Mo, Xi, Su, and Xiang. Then to the German quartet. Julian Reyes, Sven Nipals, Alexander Kosenkau, Alex Platini-Menga. Britain, Richard Kilty, Danny Talbot, James Ellington, CJ Uja has come in on the anchor leg. What a talented quartet from the United States. Trayvon Bromell, Justin Gatlin, double silver behind Bolt, Tyson Gay, Mike Rogers. Or will there be baton problems? The French, Emmanuel Biron, Christophe Lemaitre, he'll go down the back straight. Anumont and then Jimmy Vico, a brilliant anchor leg in the semi-final from the joint European champion. The rock stars of the sprint relay world, and their frontman is bang on song here in Beijing. Carter, Powell, Ashmead, Bolt. Canada, a great quartet from the North American nation. Aaron Brown, Andre de Grasse, joint bronze in the 100 meters. Brendan Rodney, and then Justin Warner on the anchor leg. Be as slick out there on the track. Antigua and Barbuda start on the inside. Siobhan Walsh, Daniel Bailey, he just missed a medal in Berlin 6 years ago. Jared Jarvis and Miguel Francis on the anchor leg. Antigua and Barbuda, Canada, Jamaica, France, United States, Great Britain, Germany, and of course China on the outside. The crowd, most of them already standing. Gatlin, the double silver medalist over 100 and 200 meters. China being introduced to the crowd. This is the arena where history is made. Great start there from Nesta Carter. What will Asafa Powell do on the second leg? Gatlin's got a lead. Asafa Powell needs to close this down. The Americans are ahead towards the halfway stage. Clean changeovers for both. This is going to be tight. The Americans are up front. Usain Bolt needs to produce the magic. USA, Usain Bolt. Oh, and there's a baton nightmare there for the Americans. Cometh the hour, cometh the man. Bolt for Jamaica, USA the silver, and amazingly, the Chinese have taken the bronze medal. It all went wrong for the Americans on the last changeover. It was fantastic down the back straight. Justin Gatlin pulled away from Asafa Powell, but on the anchor leg, Mike Rogers had a nightmare.
You have to get the baton between the check marks and the guys below us now, the USA team. The news is coming through to them. I'm looking at Mike Rogers' feet, I'm looking at his feet. Keep an eye on that solid line there. He's out. It looks like he's over the end of the box in terms of that changeover zone. The Canadians, as you say, Rob, upgraded to bronze at this moment in time with 38.13 seconds. China in the silver with 38.01. And I'm sure there potentially may be a protest by the USA team if they decide to pay the money to have one. But they may look at the evidence and have it confirmed and just accept.
Another brilliant title for the Jamaicans. China the silver, Canada the bronze.